Everybody, it's Mark's birthday. He didn't want us to sing, so the show already sucks.
Happy birthday, Mark.
Well, anyway, with that, welcome to another edition of the Three Run Homies podcast. We are here with a special opening day edition. Gentlemen, I'm excited. Are you excited?
I'm excited.
For opening day or for this episode?
Yes.
Yes to one, no to the other.
We'll never know which, unless I ask you, which is which?
No, I'm going to keep that to myself.
Well, with that potential enthusiasm, I guess we'll keep going. So what do you guys think? I mean, Nick, do the Cubs open on the road?
They do. They open against the Texas Rangers in Texas. So a little interleague action.
How do you feel about that?
Well, the last time the Cubs opened with interleague action, they won the World Series, so I'm feeling pretty good about it.
Oh.
That's probably why.
They opened up against the Angels in 2016, and they swept them. I think it was just a 2-game series, as is this one against the Rangers.
Have you ever been to a Cubs opening day?
No, I have not. Not at Wrigley Field. Too cold. Too cold in April in Chicago. I've been to Cardinals opening day.
As have I.
As have I.
David has as well.
Yep.
Yeah. There's just so much hope. I don't know what the Cardinals are going to do this year, but I can't help but think that it's going to be good.
Every team has a shot at the World Series on opening day.
Every team's a 500 ball club on opening day.
It's true.
The joke used to be even the Cubs, but now you could probably say even the Marlins or Orioles
Or Cubs.
Cubs have a shot at the World Series on opening day. But on day two, it's not everybody has the same shot.
Do they really have the same shot on day one? I mean, do any of us think that the Marlins have an equal shot? I mean, on paper.
Mathematically, yeah, absolutely.
This is the same possibility, but in reality...
Didn't the Cubs get, swept by the Marlins last year with the opening series?
No, they lost 2 of 3. Or 3 of 4.
Oh, they lost 2 of 3.
2 of 3. I think it was 2 of 3. But they won opening day. I lied. I went to opening day last year. I went to Marlins opening day last year.
That's true.
Against
the Cubs were there.
Yeah.
What kind of fanfare do the Marlins roll out for opening day?
I missed the pregame ceremonies because of traffic, because Miami is awful.
Yeah, I've heard that. I think that's a big reason people don't go.
The stadium's in a horrible location. I missed the first 3 batters, which included Ian Happ hitting a first pitch of the season home run. Yep, missed it. Thanks a lot, Miami.
That got Ian Happ sent to the minors.
For those who don't know, Cubs outfielder Ian Happ will start the 2019 season at AAA Iowa.
Who made the team instead of him?
Albert Almora Jr. will now get more playing time in center field. Happ wanted to play more second base this year. He had expressed interest in that, and then I guess he's not having a very good spring. I'm not going to go into numbers because that stuff's boring, but they weren't good numbers. But he's got 2 full years of major league time, and now he's going to start this season at AAA. That's got to be a bit of a kick in the gut, I would imagine, if you're him.
If not, a little bit lower.
Yeah, probably pretty frustrating.
But he'll bounce back. We'll see him again.
Hey, you know what the Cardinals did this week? They extended their new franchise player, Paul Goldschmidt.
And that's so exciting for you guys and not for anybody else in the division.
I'm pretty pleased.
I'm quite pleased. I did not think that would happen so quickly. I think a lot of players seem to be hesitant to make it to free agency the way that this past offseason went. We've seen probably more action in the last 2 weeks in terms of extensions that we saw almost the rest of the winter combined, it seems like. Just extensions are being handed out ever since Harper signed, it seems like. But in terms of how I feel about the Goldschmidt extension, I mean, it's fantastic when you look at what the Cardinals gave up to get this guy for just 1 year. They turned that into 6 years at an AAV, average annual value, that is pretty significantly less than what a lot of people thought. I mean, he's going to be making, about $26 million per year? And I think a lot of people thought it was going to start at 30. So good job, front office of the Cardinals.
I've literally never heard the term AAV in my entire life.
Really?
You've never heard AAV?
No.
I feel like it's used somewhat commonly.
Yeah, Paul Goldschmidt is owed, I think, $14.5 million this year, and then he's got an extension of 5 years, $130?
That's correct.
5 years, $130 million. So he'll be on the Cardinals through the 2024 season. It's a long time. 2024 sounds like forever away.
How old is he now?
14?
I believe he's 32. 31?
Just missed.
So that could be he could retire a Cardinal, potentially.
Yeah, he'll be 37, I think, at the end of that contract. So unless he's still strong and the DH is in the National League, which at that point it probably will be, he could maybe do 1 or 2 years, depending on how he's held up health-wise and performance-wise.
Do you remember where you were when you heard the news that they signed Goldschmidt? Is it going to be like one of those things that you tell your kids? I was kind of like when the Kennedy assassination. People remember where they were?
I was sitting at my desk, and I got a text from Mark.
I was sitting at my desk as well.
You guys are going to be a part of that memory for each other forever. Unless he has a horrible season, then you guys are going to turn on him just like you turned on Dexter Fowler.
Do you think that there are people out there who will really equate this to the Kennedy assassination?
I just did.
I tell you what, in our fan interactive moment this week, if you equate this to the Kennedy assassination, let us know.
Or tell us what historical event you would equate this to.
Other teams in the division might be as enthused about this signing as they were the Kennedy assassination.
Do you know what makes this signing possible? What makes this signing possible is Jason Hayward signing with the Cubs.
Hey, I'll take Jason Hayward.
Also, Giancarlo Stanton saying no to that trade.
I don't know that one.
The Marlins had a trade in place to send Giancarlo Stanton to the Cardinals, and he declined to do so.
He more or less said with his actions what Chris Bryant said with his words.
Oh, that St. Louis is boring? Yeah, he did say that. But I put the blame on the Missouri Tourism Board for that one. They should be doing a better job advertising.
True. Goldschmidt's never even been here, and he just signed an extension. That's probably why they wanted to get it done. They're like, boy, you're going to go up there.
You're going to be so bored.
We have a small window to get this done.
He's going to land. He's going to be walking through the airport. Oh, no, what have I done?
Was that a knock on the city or the airport specifically?
Both. I was pretending to be Goldschmidt. I'm not saying I feel that way about St. Louis. I don't think St. Louis is boring. I lived there for almost 20 years. Good times I had in St. Louis. But as a tourist, I don't know what I would have done in St. Louis. The Arch? I haven't done the Arch since 3rd grade.
I haven't done the Arch in 20 years.
That's probably about what it's been for me.
The zoo? The zoo's awesome.
It is a very good zoo.
But that's like 4 or 5 hours out of your day.
But that's okay. It's worth it. They're 4 or 5 good hours, to be honest. And it's free. It's a free zoo. What are you doing? You're listening to this. You might be cheap. I'm cheap. Go to the zoo. Let's go together.
Yeah, well, you should carpool because parking is a nightmare.
Yes. Parking is kind of a mess for the zoo. But it's free.
And they got jamming at the zoo. Did you guys ever do that? During the summer, there's a night every week where they have live bands play. And then you can go and you can just sit out on a lawn, listen to music, check out some animals. Drink some beer or wine, I think they also have.
I would just say Forest Park in general is full of fun things to do.
Yeah, I would say that's definitely a highlight of the city.
What else is there? City Museum is fun. I always enjoyed going to Blues games. That's the one team all of us can cheer for together.
Blues are really good.
Yeah, where'd that come from?
I don't know.
Left field.
Because they were so bad to start the season.
Yeah, 3 months ago they were the worst team in hockey. Now the odds have them as the second best odds to win the cup.
Really?
St. Louis Blues. Yep.
Wow.
That's what all the analytics say. That's how much they've turned it around.
That's amazing.
Pretty impressive.
Hockey talk here on 3 Run Homies this week.
So I was thinking about the Blues and how they do the power play dance, which love or hate the power play dance.
I don't know the power. Wait, is that the one where you make your hands go up and down?
Yep.
You're like a jackknife?
You got it.
So picture in the NFL, a referee putting his hands up for a field goal.
Okay.
Now bring your elbows closer together, right? So it's kind of like a narrow field goal.
Are we all doing it? I'm doing it.
I'm doing it
right now. Yeah. Now drop your elbows down, but keep your fingertips pointing towards the sky. And now raise your elbows up. Now drop them down. Now raise them up. And just repeat that motion. And now twist your body a little bit to the right. And now twist it back again to the left. And just keep doing that. And now, hopefully, the play has started and resumed.
I love the power play dance.
Outstanding. Good.
I love it. I think it's hilarious.
We should have like a home run dance. Especially a 3-run home run dance, right? 3-run homie dance.
Oh, yeah.
I think we should just adopt the power play dance because we're not going to get better than that.
I disagree. I think we can do better than that.
I think we could do a lot better. But I want that dance to catch fire and bring people together.
Because the Cubs bullpen already does a home run dance. Whenever a Cubs player hits a home run, the bullpen just dances.
I want people to have to look up to find out where the dance came from, but they've seen it everywhere.
So like a Fortnite dance.
Exactly.
I never felt old until Fortnite existed, and I had no idea what anybody was ever talking about. I can do the floss, though. I know how to do it. I practice sometimes when I'm alone and nobody's watching.
Do you have a goal in mind when you're practicing? Like, do you want to get to a certain place just so you can?
I like to have skills. You never know when skills will come in handy. If somebody ever points a gun at me, he's like, "Do the floss or I'll kill you." I'm like, I know it, and then I probably mess up a couple times because I have a gun pointed at me. But eventually, yeah, I'll be like, "Oh, okay, you live today."
How many chances is the gunman gonna give you?
Well, I think when he first pointed at me, he forgot to cock it, so like he's about to shoot me when I didn't do it, and then by the time he pulls the hammer back, I'm doing the floss. He's like, "Oh man, that was a close one."
What if his goal was I'm going to kill the next guy that does the floss correctly?
Do you mean like he's tricking me? Like, do the floss, and then had I done it?
Yeah. He just goes around and points guns at people and then asks them to do the floss. And then when they don't do it correctly, he just nods and walks away.
Do you think about all this when you're practicing the floss in private?
I will now.
What else do you practice on your own? Before we go any further, what else do you?
Well, sometimes I'll just let my body go completely limp, and I'll fall to the ground just to see how my body will land.
That sounds like that would hurt.
Yeah.
Well, I usually fall on a bed.
Oh.
What if that was your home run dance?
Everybody in the stadium just drops.
As soon as the ball hits, you have to like...
In the stadium, they play, "Let the bodies hit the floor. Let the bodies hit the floor. Let the bodies hit the..."
And they have to do that while the ball's in the air, you mean? That song starts playing?
Yeah, so the guy who's working the sound system has to judge whether or not he thinks it's going to be a home run.
It'd be funny when he's wrong.
Okay, yeah, and then that song starts playing, and then everybody just starts like jumping with the beat, and then as soon as the ball lands, then everybody drops, and the music cuts out, and everybody goes silent.
And they stay that way for 2 innings.
Until another home run is hit.
Or at least one more full batter.
Yeah.
And then everybody can cheer.
If they go back to back, they can get back up and just go nuts at that point.
I like that. I think that should become the universal home run dance.
What is your favorite though when you go to a ball game? What's your favorite like gimmicky game that they play in between innings?
I used to love the hat dance. Everybody loves the hat dance, but I'm kind of over the hat dance.
I like when they play a little like NES style baseball game at Busch Stadium at least. I'm pretty sure it's rigged.
Oh, it's absolutely rigged.
But I like it.
A lot of teams have good ones. You mean like how the Brewers do the sausage race, that kind of thing?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Or the Nationals do the presidents.
Which I think is hilarious because, or I don't know if it's still this way, but Teddy Roosevelt never won.
I think there was one time they let him win.
Who is it? It's George Washington, Abraham Lincoln, Teddy Roosevelt, and Thomas Jefferson?
That sounds correct.
I would say Teddy would probably be the slowest out of those guys. In real life, anyway. Who would be the fastest?
Oh, Lincoln probably for sure. He's got those big old long legs.
Old Long Legs Lincoln, they called him.
Daddy long legs.
I want somebody to have that on a Players Weekend jersey.
Daddy Long Legs.
Long Legs Lincoln. What is your least favorite part about going to a baseball game?
The prices of the food there, maybe. I bet depending on the stadium, it's probably parking. Busch isn't too bad. I bet they're like Wrigley is not great for parking.
No, it's horrible. They tell you straight up, hey, come in from somewhere else if you can. We usually stay downtown and then just take the train. But you got to leave early, otherwise it's really hard to get on the train because it just gets packed with people. So we always try to leave pretty early to get there, which is cool because there's a lot of things to do there.
Yeah, that usually works out pretty well the times I've done that with you in the past.
Nick, do you have any problem with the fact that the Cubs have invested what feels like $7 billion in their clubhouse and they still can't renovate the visitors clubhouse at all? Does that feel right to you, though?
I believe they plan on renovating it. I think it's a 5 or 6 year renovation total, and they started in 2015 was when they started the renovation. And I think the visitors clubhouse was last on the list, but why not get a little home field advantage? Why do you think that's messed up?
I don't like it.
It's a terrible clubhouse. The visitors, the home clubhouse is amazing. Now
That doesn't sit well with me.
how much time do they really spend in the clubhouse? Probably a lot, right?
Yeah.
Do you think it's more time than they spend on the actual field?
No. Not if you include like batting practice and stuff like that. No.
Because they got a bunch of TVs and couches in there, don't they?
Yeah. I don't know that there's ever much time that they're in there just hanging out.
Maybe after a game.
Like rain delays and stuff, probably.
The Cubs in their clubhouse have a room dedicated to dancing. They have a literal dance room with a strobe light, and and they go in there and they dance after wins. It's gotten a lot of use the last couple of years.
Sounds like a good way to get injured.
Maybe they dance responsibly. I don't know.
So they're not doing the death fall.
They're probably flossing.
If I was the Cubs clubhouse manager, I would put a sign above that door that said, "Dance responsibly."
Yeah. Oh, I thought you were gonna say no flossing.
I mean, have you ever gotten injured dancing?
I mean, I dance pretty responsibly, I think. I'm more of a moonwalk guy.
Can you moonwalk?
I mean, it's not hard.
It's hard to do right.
I don't know that it's great. Like, I don't look like I'm Michael Jackson doing it or anything.
I practice that on my own sometimes too. Not that often.
What else do you practice?
The robot. I watched informative videos on how to do the robot.
Oh, so this is like something you've like spent time. This is not just like, I'm alone, I'll try to figure out how to do something. Like, you've done research.
A little bit. That was a long time ago that I pursued the robot. I kind of left that dream behind.
I pursued the Soldier Boy.
I still remember how to do the Macarena. I remember they taught us how to do that in middle school, in gym.
Yep. I remember that too.
Didn't retain much else they taught me, but I remember how to do the Macarena.
Yeah, I also had that. Why do you think that was? Why do you think they...
I don't know.
Because it swept the nation.
I don't think that's a really appropriate song either. I think that song's about something really bad.
I'm going to look it up.
I think the girl's name is Macarena, and I think she's singing about how promiscuous she is.
The Macarena is a Spanish dance song by Los Del Rio about a woman who cheats on her boyfriend while he is being drafted into the army. Oh my goodness.
Yeah. Teach that in gym class.
That is not a good message to send.
You've been practicing that dance in front of the mirror for how many years?
Well, I don't practice. I already know it. I'm an expert Macarena-er. I can Macarena with the best of them.
With the best of them, like in the Macarena in its peak? Or now?
Now. I would say during the reign of Macarena, there's probably some pros out there that could give me a run for my money, but now I'll put myself up against anybody.
Is it just like a stamina thing? Like once you have it down, don't you just kind of have it down? So it's just whoever can do it the longest?
No, I think it's whoever just looks the coolest doing it. And I look pretty cool.
Gosh, I just really want a video of you doing the robot that we could do so many things with.
All right, I'll tell you what. I will record a video of me attempting to do the robot and put it on Instagram.
Okay.
That's at 3runhomies. The word 3 run homies. Follow us on all the major social media networks. So the Cardinals play, just to get back to baseball. We're all over the board today. That's okay though.
I just had a question come up in my mind. Can I ask it?
Of course.
Players 38 and older get to use aluminum bats. Do you think that we have more 38-year-olds playing?
That sounds like a horrible idea.
What's wrong with it?
I don't like the sound.
So you're saying that literally sounds like a bad idea?
He doesn't like the sound of aluminum bats hitting baseballs.
Yeah, I don't.
Oh, man. Really? Like, I feel like you watch college baseball and those kids just...
Do you prefer the sound of a metal bat over a wooden bat?
No, but I want to see...
You don't like the ping?
I'd like to see Julio Franco dust off the old unis one last time. Didn't he play till he was like 46 for the Braves?
I have no idea who that is.
I mean, he was old.
Don't know.
He's like the Bartolo Colon of last decade.
How old is Bartolo Colon?
It's like 43, maybe?
Alexa, how old is Bartolo Colon?
Bartolo Colon is 45 years old.
45? Is that what she said?
Yep, 45. Joseph called him Bartolo Colon.
Wow.
What team is he on this year?
I think he's unsigned. He might have hit the end of his road.
Yeah, I don't think he's I think he's done.
He's been on 12 different teams. That's almost half. I wonder who has been on the most teams.
Edwin Jackson.
Oh, I believe that. He's been everywhere. He's been
on the Cubs and the Cardinals.
We used to have a name for those players that have played on both the Cubs and the Cardinals.
Oh, what?
Cubnals.
Either Cubnals or... Yeah, I like Cubnals. Cardubs or Cubnals. I kind of like Cubnals.
All right, so who are some of your favorite Cubnals?
Mark DeRosa's probably up there.
Lou Brock.
Lou Brock is definitely up there.
Lou Brock is probably our favorite.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
So, yeah, Edwin Jackson's been on 13 teams, which is an all-time tie. Bartolo Colon is next in line with 12. I'm trying to think of more Cubnals, and now I cannot.
Oh, there's tons of Cubnals. There's
Ryan Theriot,
Mark DeRosa. There is Cubnal John Jay, Jim Edmonds, Daniel Descalzo, currently on the Cubs roster but injured.
He should be ready for opening day.
John Lackey.
There's a whole team of Cardinals out there.
Dexter Fowler.
He has now, this year, he's now been a Cardinal longer than he was a Cub. Crazy to think.
Wait, what? Really?
Dexter Fowler,
He was only on there 2 seasons, right?
yeah.
Oh, yeah, he was with the Rockies, right?
Yeah, he came up with the Rockies and then the Astros.
He's a rock Cardinal. I hate myself for saying that.
Like Mark DeRosa was only on the Cubs for 2 years, but he's still considered one of the all-time fan favorites by me. I don't know, maybe not everybody.
All-time Nick favorite. Best of all, Nick.
Where do the Cardinals start or open? They're on the road, right?
They are in Milwaukee to begin the season.
That's right. Okay. How are you going to watch that game?
Yeah, that's tough because I'll be working because it'll be a day game.
Yeah, I will also be at work.
Opening day is always tough. It's always during the week and it's during the day.
Possibly listen.
Oh, I'll absolutely listen at the very least. I may stay home and try and wrap my work up and watch part of it either on my lunch or get things done a little early.
I just discovered there is a bar here in Orlando called the Friendly Confines, and I guess this is a place where Chicago fans go to watch sporting events. I haven't been, but I'm thinking about going to watch opening day.
Is that new?
I don't think so. I just found out about it though.
Place sounds awful.
Okay, well, if you come visit, I won't take you. Yeah, around here, there are a lot of places you can go to watch various sporting teams because nobody from Orlando or nobody who lives in Orlando is from Orlando.
That's true. Orlando is only transplants.
Basically, there are actually 2 places you can go to watch Buffalo Bills games that I know of.
I like how somebody established a bar for Buffalo Bills.
Yeah, somebody's like, that's not good enough.
Yeah, somebody was like, we need to do better than this.
There's a big time Boston bar here.
That doesn't surprise me at all.
They make great chicken wings.
Can I get some hot wings?
Did you guys watch any of the A's and Mariners games in Japan?
I listened to one of them on the radio on my way to work because it was going on at 7 a.m. when I was in my car. So that was weird.
Yeah, Ichiro Suzuki is retired from baseball.
He is.
Did either of you ever get to see him play in person?
I did at one point. I feel like maybe with the Marlins.
Yeah, I was going to say, I think I saw him get an at-bat with the Marlins.
Saw him play in the All-Star game, too.
In St. Louis?
Yeah, 2009.
That's when they were there.
The year of the, I don't know, give me an animal.
Bear.
Yeah, year of the bear, I think.
Baby bears, I think.
Oh, boo, I see what you're doing. That's awful.
That was 2016.
True.
Oh, I can't believe I fell for that. I quit this show.
You really took that hard.
I'm better than that.
Who won the World Series in 2009? That was was that the Yankees?
That was the Yankees, yeah.
It's their last one.
Maybe not after this year, but... So the Yankees, let's say the Yankees win the World Series this year. 10 whole years between titles. That's a long drought for them.
Would you take the Yankees or the field this year?
Oh, the field.
I think in any sport other than maybe basketball, taking the field is always the right bet. I'm not a betting man, but I would imagine.
It's probably not. I mean, it's probably obvious in basketball. You taking the Warriors or the field?
I would maybe not take the field so quickly in that.
Oh, I would take the Warriors.
I try to like basketball, and I haven't yet.
You seem like you're into the tournament a little bit.
I'm into who won the games.
See, Duke almost lost that game.
We did. My significant other worked at Duke, and she's a big Duke fan. And those were stressful times there in the second half.
I bet.
Where is Duke located geographically?
North Carolina.
Duke, North Carolina, and NC State are all within like 7 miles of each other.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think Duke and North Carolina are connected. They call it Tobacco Road.
Is Duke like a smaller school?
It's a private school. I don't know that it's necessarily I don't know that I'd call it small, but it's a private school. It's certainly smaller than North Carolina and NC State probably, but it's probably like 10 times the cost. Like, Duke's expensive. It's a pricey school.
Yeah,
I was going to say, what's the difference when it comes to college between a public and private school? Because you're paying to go to any of them.
The amount of money.
Significant amount of money.
I mean, it feeds into itself probably, right? Like, if you're going to Harvard, you're going to know Harvard alumni.
I don't know that I've ever met anybody that went to an Ivy League school, at least that I know of.
My cousin went to Yale. Cool thing about Yale is you don't wear a graduation hat. You wear whatever hat you want. And so people just, the tradition there is like you go out and get like a meaningful hat, one that you've had since a kid, or you go out and get just a crazy one and you throw those up.
That's kind of cool.
What would you guys wear instead of batting helmets?
in a baseball game?
Well, out in the field. I'd probably wear a batting helmet when I'm batting.
Yeah, I wouldn't wear a batting helmet in the field. People make fun of you.
Who did that? Who was the first base guy that did
John Olerud from the Mariners back in the day?
Yep.
Yeah, I used to wear a helmet to play first base.
To your question, what hat would I wear out on the field? One time we had a slow pitch softball league called the Number 2 Pencils. That was our team name. And I always thought it'd be funny if we all went out and bought black party hats and wore those.
Because we wore pink socks.
Yeah, we wore pink socks and we had yellow shirts.
Probably out of context a bit in Major League Baseball.
Yeah, no, that's very specific. That's a very specific answer.
It would still be funny if you were wearing a party hat in the field, tracking down a fly ball.
There goes David out to right field, and again he's in his signature black party hat. Bob, I do not understand to this day why he does that. I don't know, Phil, but it seems to work.
And then you drop it. I don't know if I would either wear an umbrella hat or a fireman helmet.
Umbrella hat would be useful too, because it blocked the sun really well. The party hat would not.
Fireman hat would block the flames.
What?
Because, in case the stadium catches on fire.
Do you know what I would do? I would wear a clown hat, and then I would not stop there. I would
What's a clown hat? Like a party hat with a little ball on the end?
Yeah, okay. Like a clown wig. How about that?
Oh, okay.
You're just wearing a wig.
Yeah. I'm just
Some hair that's obviously not yours.
And then anyway, to go with the clown hat, I think what I'm doing, I keep saying hat. To go with the clown wig, what I'm doing is, you ever see on TV like a clown will have that little flower that squirts water when you look at it?
Yeah, yep.
Yeah, I'm wearing
You'll
one of
have
those.
that too.
So then if I get a 4-pitch walk, I go to first base and Anthony Rizzo's standing there. He's like, "Hey Anthony, check out my flower." And then he leans in. Gotcha.
Then you have a little honker in your pocket. You go, honky, honky.
He's like, every time this guy gets me.
Yeah. And then I put one of those noses on that he can squeeze. And inside there's, I was going to say thumbtacks, but that just seems unnecessarily rude.
You could shake his hand and have one of those buzzers on your hand.
Yeah, that's good. I have one of those, actually. I got one when I was a kid. They're not as cool as you'd think.
They're probably exactly as cool as I think.
Hey, Anthony, take this handkerchief. And my lead's gonna be as long as this stretches. Before you know it, you're on second base.
He's still pulling it while you're stealing the base. And he's like, "Oh no!" But he can't throw the ball because he's still pulling the thing.
Yeah, and then you're on third, and then you're running home, and then you score, and then you do another honky honky.
Yeah.
And then the next batter hits a home run, and everybody does let the bodies hit the floor. So you're basically
there's people from the grounds crew coming out to clean up
all the handkerchiefs,
extra long handkerchiefs that's sprawled out on the infield.
You're not just wearing the wig. You are literally a clown in this situation.
Oh my gosh! Do you think we could get a charity clown baseball game? That'd be outstanding. I would lose it if that happened.
So how would a clown charity? I assume this would be softball. It had to be softball.
Well, the charity's not for the clowns. They're clowns.
Well, I know we're not donating to clowns.
It's a clown charity, bro.
The clowns need our help. No, I assumed all the players are dressed as clowns. Everybody's wearing big feet, big shoes, clown wigs.
Yeah, absolutely.
Probably got the clown face paint on.
Clown hats.
Comically large bats.
It's like we've taped up or put wood paneling on those old Mark McGuire boom home run bats.
Did you have one of those?
I didn't, but I knew a lot of kids that did, so I've swung it multiple times.
Those had a cool sound when you hit something.
Yeah, oh yeah, that thunderous.
Pong!
You definitely couldn't hit a baseball with them, though. It had to be
You could diesel a tennis ball out of there, yeah.
Is it diesel a tennis ball?
Yeah, hit it far. That's all that means.
Oh.
What else would be involved in a charity clown softball game?
I don't. Oh, there's tons of stuff. You could have somebody literally steal a base. Obviously, that'd be a clown thing to do. And then they replace the base when he clearly has lost it in his ensemble.
His giant pants. He's got those big hoop pants.
Later on, he plops the base down between second and third, and then puts up a little sign that says "Short Stop."
And the umpires are mimes.
Yes. I'd also like there to be a player that's clearly a man on another man's shoulders wearing one outfit.
Just in like a super long coat.
Yeah, and they're constantly complaining about the high strikes.
If there's a batter that comes up who's the front half of a horse's costume, the next batter up is the horse's butt.
I'd like to see that whole horse taking at bat.
Both guys have to run together.
Maybe you enjoyed a little opening day talk today. Maybe you didn't. Maybe you came here for the clowning around at the end, literally.
I feel like we tried to talk about a lot of stuff and just never finished our thoughts, but
Yeah, we kind of danced around.
Hey, you know what? Here's the thing. You know Paul Goldschmidt's a Cardinal. Maybe you didn't know Ian Happ was going to the minors, but
he'll be back. He'll be back.
yeah, he'll be back, and maybe you weren't worried about it, right?
You know, or if you're worried about his feelings, he's an adult.
Yeah, he's fine. These guys are pros. They're pros.
All it takes, let yourself get one good cry out, and then the next day you can come back ready to work.
And if that cry wasn't enough, just cry some more.
Nobody has to know.
Guys, you know what?
What's up?
I think they're getting ready to shut the lights off, so I'm going to shake hands and say, good game.
Good game.
Good game. And happy birthday, Mark.
Yeah, happy birthday, Mark.
Hey, thanks.